So we're going to give you a few minutes of the life and times of a private chef, basically. My name's Gary, and I work as a private chef for a high net worth couple. Today, the time is, it's 11 o'clock, I've been in since 9, been very busy. I've been making marmalade first thing, so this is the marmalade. Okay, so basically marmalade in little gold top jars, has a little orange inside it, just a little slice of orange. And I've made roughly 22 of them this morning. They're for hampers, because Christmas is coming basically, and the clients like to give everyone a hamper that they know, I think. So that'll be about 30 hampers. So they'll go to certain families that they obviously think deserve a lovely Christmas hamper with everything freshly made in it. So first of all, I'm going to get some stuff out the oven, which is over there, that I prepared earlier from 9 o'clock. Okay, so over to the oven. Beautiful wolf oven, so I do have the top range kit. Okay. And there we have some fantastic homemade sausage rolls. And then I've got some chipolata sausages, which are going to be used later on tonight. Now, don't want any of that fat in there, so just give me a second. So we use this, I think this is one of the best going. It's called Regina Blitz. So I'm just absorbing that fat on the tray. You don't have to go back into the sausages basically. Okay, so sausage rolls for tea tonight, 4:30. We're having a big tea because everyone's out, no lunch today. They're going to have a hot dog or burger. I think they're watching rugby. So tonight it's a big tea at 4:30. So it'll be things like some fish things, little canopies. We're going to have the sausage rolls, we're going to have some cheese straws, we're going to have some tortilla wraps. We're going to have some cakes, we're going to have a big plate of fruit, and obviously tea. So it's Royal Blend Fortnum & Mason's tea, which we have all the time. And basically that's had in the conservatory, and everybody will enjoy that for 7 people. Okay. Right, chipolata sausages, they're for tonight as well, but they're also for the children's pack-ups, which is tomorrow, because tomorrow is Monday, and of course they're back at school. So I'll just move these out of the way for now. Okay, and the sausage rolls, we'll just move out of the way, let them cool down a bit there. And here I have some onions. I've just been chopping these before I started the vid. Basically, so this is some nice red onions. Oh, I've got one bit left, so, I mean, to be honest with you, nice rough cut. I need them rough because this is for an adaptation of coq au vin. I have to change things here because the family like things to be done differently, as every family you work for will. Okay, so I've got the onions, and first of all I'm just going to turn this on. So let me move everything out of the way a second. Obviously this flat halogen cooker won't work because this thing's actually stuck on it. So, I'm just going to turn that on. I'll turn it on to full heat. So I've got the onions. I'm going to pop in a little bit of oil. Now I mix olive oil with rapeseed. I find I can do a lot of things with that, so I can do the salad dressings, I can also cook with it and various other things. It's good. I also use olive oil, and I also use the pure rapeseed oil if I've got to fry anything basically, because it's very low in cholesterol and it basically slides off the product a lot quicker, so the oiliness disappears basically, where any other type of oil I find actually quite clings to the product. So it's really good stuff. So if you're going to fry anything, if you have to, and sometimes you do, use rapeseed oil basically. Labelled up as vegetable oil sometimes, but that's not always rapeseed. Sometimes that's sunflower oil. Okay, so check on the label, and you need to be looking for rapeseed oil. Okay, right. So the pan's heating up. We're just going to put in those onions for now. We're going to saute them off in the pan while that's working. Give them a little shake, get them in. We've got some chicken breasts here. What we're going to do with these chicken breasts is we're simply going to cut them up because my client doesn't like big pieces of meat. So basically there's no sort of real way to cut them up for this. I just cut them up into little dice. That's how they prefer it, and to be honest with you, that's how they get it. So no airs and graces with your cooking here. If you think that a recipe should be like this and should be like that, unfortunately that's not how they're going to like it. So you have to be quite adaptable and change things. And to be honest with you, it does make things a little bit more exciting because you get to change things and make them look slightly different. And of course, your customer is always happy if you do things the way they want it done. Do remember that. Okay. It's good to know the basics, it's good to know how to make coq au vin, but it's also good to have the skills and the adaptability to change it. Okay, and be confident with that. Okay, those onions are browning off quite nicely in there, so I'm going to add the meat now. So straight in with the chicken. Lovely. Now I'm going to get rid of this board into the washer. I'm just washing my hands. So that chicken's cooking away quite nicely. And what we're going to do with that is get it nice and brown. You can hear it sizzling. So don't want to stir it too much because basically it's browning on the bottom. So we'll give it another stir, just like that, and we'll leave it for another few minutes. Okay. Right then, so what's next? So I'm over to the fridge. And I've got myself some portobello mushrooms basically, so what we're going to do with these, quite like these mushrooms, they like them in the coq au vin, and as I said, that's what they get. So nice big portobello mushrooms. What I do with these basically is just chunks, again, just to match the chicken, okay? Again, just chunks. And I think maybe one more. Okay, just like that. And another stir. Okay, it's starting to smell really nice now. Okay, and I've got some fresh garlic which I crushed earlier. I'm going to put that in and give that a good stir again. Lovely. If only you can smell it, it actually smells absolutely fantastic now that garlic's gone in there. Okay. Keep tidy, everything into the bin, recycle bin, back. Okay, just going to get something else up through. Okay, like every good chef, I save things, and this is a stock that I made with some lovely red wine, some chicken stock earlier on. I wrote it's not actually coq au vin stock, it still needs some flavour in it, but I wrote that in there so I know I can use it into the coq au vin. Okay? So what I do now is I just crack this open, and this is absolutely amazing to keep the stocks. Put them in there because that is instant flavour. Okay? That's been frozen, defrosted. But you know what? It was freshly made, so it doesn't make any difference. So we get that in there. Lovely. That is gorgeous. Just smell that already. It's absolutely fantastic. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to casserole this. I'm going to pop in a bit of water. So from the cooker here, to get boiling water. So I'm quite lucky to have this little bit of kit. Delivers boiling water at the turn of the tap. And basically I'm going to put it in the jug. So it's just about just short of a pint of liquid in there. Then I pick up these mushrooms into there. Now the whole thing about being a private chef is you've got to make good food, but you've got to be quick because they want a lot of work out of you. A lot of work. There's no time for messing around. It's not relaxing. Don't get that in your head because it isn't. There are some relaxing times. Diced carrots, which I diced yesterday. Put the bag ready for today. It's all about the prep. Okay, and we're going to turn them in. Nice. So we've got stock, we've got onions, we've got carrots, we've got chicken, we've got portobello mushrooms in there. It's sounding absolutely fantastic. Okay, I just need a little bit more water, so we're going to pop a little bit more in. Lovely, just like that. Okay. Give that a lovely stir. Okay, you want to see? Can you see? There we go, look. That's exactly what we've got there. Beautiful, beautiful. There's got to be 7, so there's quite a bit in there. But my guys are really hungry people. They like their food. Okay, so this was on high. I'm now just going to get it down to about 5 from 8. And let that simmer away. Clear up the mess. Got to keep tidy, got to keep clean. Remember, you're actually on your own. Okay, sometimes you have someone in here to help you, which means you've got to think now. You've got no one running after you like in the kitchen. You've got no kitchen porters keeping things clean for you. You're lucky if you get one. They'll probably be visiting your kitchen about 2-3 times a day to do your pots, if you're lucky. I'm lucky. Because they're doing other things. They're busy people too. They're doing the housework, other chores, tasks, looking after children, all sorts of things. Keep things tidy, keep things clean. Okay. Now this is cooled down enough, I can take hold of it. Now I've got the sausages on there. As you can see, these sausages are not that coloured yet. Well, the reason why I've taken them out of the oven and they're not that coloured, this one's great, so is this, but all these ones in the middle are not coloured. They are cooked, but they're not coloured. Now if I leave them in, they're just going to dry out, because these sausages are 90% meat sausages, okay, gluten-free ones, and to be honest with you, they do take a while to colour. So what I do is I get the blowtorch out, and I simply give them a scorching. So, and it doesn't take long, as you can see. I'm just scorching them up, look, and the colour comes up just like this. Now I don't waste anything here. There's no juice that's being wasted. If I leave them in the oven to colour, like I said, they're just going to stay this pale colour, and all the juice is going to come out of them. Like that. Okay, so we just need a little burst of colour on there, a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So just a second there, the last little bit, and there you have perfect coloured sausages. Lovely. Okay, they're perfect. They'll be nice, and they're also nice and juicy. Okay, and that's what we want. Okay, juicy, not oily. There's a difference. Okay, there we go. Brilliant. We'll let them cool down a bit now, and then we'll trade them up into little tubs, put them into the fridge for later on this evening. Okay, sausage rolls, as you can see. These are made fresh. I'll tell you how I make these. These are quite easy. I buy myself a pack of sausage meat, a pound pack from the supermarket. So it's just pure sausage meat. It's the one a lot of people use for making their own stuffing. So it's nothing fancy, nothing special. Okay, because it's just sausage meat we're after. Then what I do is I put it on the mixing machine. I add some herbs, I add salt, I add pepper. You can basically add anything you like. Bits of apricot if you want. My client likes a lot of fruit in their stuff, so I could put sausage and sultana. It's a nice mix, something that you've probably not thought of, but it's actually quite nice. Okay, sage in there, thyme in there, anything you want. You can even do a little curry oriental one. You know, put a bit of turmeric in there, get it a bit more yellow as it's coming through. A bit of the curry powder, do the same thing, a bit more flavour. You can paprika them, you can put bits of chorizo in, or bits of chorizo paste. You can do anything. So there's a world of sausage rolls out there, trust me. However, these are just salt, pepper and sage, okay? Because that's how my client likes them today. That's what they want. Okay, so basically how I do these, as I said, sausage meat, pack about this big. Season it up, straight into a piping bag, no nozzle. Usually, well, I say chef piping bag, you know, the nice big one. If you don't have one of them, it's basically the size of a large tube, you know, piping tube, the largest you've got. Okay, so then you buy yourself some puff pastry, because nobody makes that anymore, only the companies. I don't know a chef that actually makes puff pastry now. However, I do know how to make it. It just takes too long. So we buy the puff pastry and we unroll it. Luckily, when you buy it in the rolled up version, it comes with a nice sheet of greaseproof paper underneath. So it's nice and clean as well. So you just unroll it and it's there. No need to roll up. It doesn't touch any surface. It's fine. So egg wash the whole thing, okay, with a nice egg wash, and then pipe along just a little bit away from the edge with your piping bag with your sausage meat in all the way along. Fold it over, press it down, cut it off. You get 2 layers of sausage rolls here, because once you cut it, you've got one more chance to go. So out of that layer, you basically get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I got 24 there. Okay, so 12 out of a strip. It's a lot of sausage rolls, and they look great. You know, they're a lot better when they're fresh. And as you can see from the tray, there's not much grease come off. So that sausage meat is pretty good because the grease just really hasn't come out, and you know, because there's none there basically. So it's good stuff. So we're basically just going to tray these up now. I'll just get a little slice just to lift them. We've got one. Use a palette knife. Okay, and we're just going to pop these up and place them onto here. And of course, important to get things cooled down real quick. Kitchens are hot places, and places that are hot, obviously, bacteria starts to grow. Alright, so we get this cooled down on the wire rack. That'll help the air circulate around them. And then once we've done that, we're going to pop them into the fridge in a box. But we're not going to put the lid on because obviously there's still some residual heat. So into the fridge in a box with the lid off. I just leave the lid placed on top at a slight angle so I know that I've got to close it later and the lid is there. Okay, again, tray, wash up. That's how it works. Don't leave things lying around. It looks messy. Okay, so sausage rolls, they're all done. Beautiful. Oop. Beautiful and falling off the tray. There you go. So that's how it works. Now, just in case you thought I was joking earlier on about the because it's basically all here. Now, this is all the marmalade that I made. As you can see, there's quite a lot. What's going to happen to this now is I've got to wipe over all the jars because you get a little bit of tackiness on them. I've then got to clean the lids because there's a little bit of tackiness on there. And then I've got to cut the labels. My client prints the labels off me. However, they're not on sticky paper. Okay, so I'm going to have to convince them to do that. So I have to actually glue the labels on. I quite like doing that anyway. It's a bit of a mission, but once it's done, it actually feels quite good to look at them all stacked up and lined up with the beautiful labels on, which I designed for them, you know, and everything is branded basically from the client into the hampers, so they're really top form, high quality products, and everybody loves them. You're pretty special if you get one, I think, you know. I don't get one, but never mind. Okay, right, fantastic. I also use these jams all through the year, not just for the hampers, but we don't actually buy any jam. I make every single jam and nearly all the preserves, basically. I can't quite beat Heinz on the tomato sauce. The kids still prefer Heinz, but however, I have been asked to make that, but they prefer Heinz. I think it's a label. Maybe I should swap it over like that little advert and change, you know, which one's which and see which one they do really like. However, it's a blessing that I don't have to make that. But I do make nearly every other sauce there is, from tartar sauce, you know, to all the salad dressings and everything. As a private chef, you don't get to buy a lot of products. So people ask me, you know, what sort of skills you need to be a private chef. My answer to that question is you need every skill, because you will be asked to do a lot of things that you never ever thought you would, that were possible a lot of times, you know. I mean, I say to most people, you know, I make tartar sauce and they're like, why don't you buy it? And if you ask my client, they will say, because the one you buy does not taste like the one Gary makes. And there is a simple answer. And when you can make a product that's better than what the high street is, or, you know, a good branded shop, then you're doing pretty well. And your client, they kind of find that special. You know, when they invite guests around, you know, the things you make become the focal points for the evening. It creates good conversation for them. So they love it. You know, people say, "Oh, the tartar sauce is lovely," and straight away they'll say, "Oh, Gary always makes the tartar sauce. It's absolutely fantastic. We don't buy any tartar sauce." And it's kind of like it is a status symbol. I mean, not everybody has their own chef to make them everything they desire, basically. So, you know, as a private chef, you need to learn skills. And if you want to be one, it's no good saying, you know, I just want to be a private chef, get paid lots of money, everything else. Of course, you do get paid lots of money, but the fact is, you earn that money. And you earn that money by being able to do everything. And I'm saying everything. I mean, I have to do strange things. You know, I have to cook birthday cakes for dogs, birthday cakes for the children. You know, a couple of weeks back, I made a 3.5-foot Titanic, the ship, that is, not just an expression, a Titanic birthday cake, you know, complete with iceberg crashing into it, waves on the sea, little people in the sea, drowning, obviously, and, you know, and making it look really special. So when the child has its birthday party, the cake is a focal point, and everybody comes around, and the cake, oh, look at the cake, look at this, oh, the cake's amazing, you know, and And that is what you need, and that is what they pay for. They pay for to be able to feel special and to boast about every moment of their life. And why not? If you got the money, you can buy yourself a Ferrari, fair enough, but not everybody's impressed by a Ferrari. You know, and at the end of the day, you know, it kind of loses its quality when your next door neighbour's got one, or the guy down the road's got one, or you see a better one, to be honest with you. But having a private chef gives you a quality of life that I was going to say that you can't buy, but you obviously can buy it, because he does everything for you. And it's a guy in your house, or a girl, that basically looks after you. You know, if you fancy something to eat, you can have it. It really doesn't matter. It's just a great way to live your life. Okay, that's enough from me. Until next time.